Imagine waking up one morning, looking in the mirror, and realizing that the man staring back at you no longer feels like the man you used to be. Your body is slower, your energy is dimmed, and when intimacy calls, you feel betrayed by your own blood flow. Now, let me ask you a question that may sound uncomfortable, but is absolutely vital for your health. What if the very first thing you do each morning is silently damaging your circulation, weakening your heart, and robbing you of the vitality that should still be yours after 60? I am Dr. Helena Moura, a urologist who has spent decades caring for men just like you, men who once believed that decline was inevitable, that poor circulation, lack of virility, and fading strength were simply the price of aging. But I am here to tell you that this is not true. In fact, there is a single morning habit, a simple adjustment in what you do right after you wake up, that can completely change how blood flows through your body. It can mean the difference between a sluggish day weighed down by fatigue and a day filled with energy, confidence, and strong circulation that supports not only your health but also your masculinity. Picture your arteries like highways. After 60, those highways often become narrowed, slowed, and clogged with years of wear. But what if I told you there is a way to clear the path every morning to set the tone for blood that moves freely, nourishing your brain, your muscles, and yes, your most intimate parts? This is not about a pill, not about an expensive treatment, and not about something you can only do in a clinic. It is something you can start tomorrow, right in your own bedroom or kitchen, before the day even begins. Too many men ignore these early signs of poor circulation. Cold feet in the morning, a weaker pulse, shortness of breath when climbing stairs, or struggling to maintain the kind of intimacy that once came naturally. They brush it off as age, but deep down, they feel the loss. And I want you to know that loss is not permanent. The key is in a habit so powerful and so overlooked that most doctors never even bother to mention it. But I will, because I have seen the transformation in my patients. I have seen men who thought they were finished with vitality suddenly rediscover strength, sharper memory, and firmer blood flow, all because of what they started doing each morning. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I am going to reveal to you this exact morning habit, step by step. But first, you need to understand why mornings are the secret window for fixing your circulation, and how one wrong step can set you up for weakness the entire day. Now that I have your attention, let me be very clear. In the next few minutes, I will reveal to you exactly what this morning habit is, how it works inside your body, and why it is the key to restoring circulation and vitality after the age of 60. But before I share the full secret, I need you to understand the science behind it, because this isn't about blind belief or empty promises. It's about proven physiology that every man should know. Men who ignore circulation issues often end up paying the price with more than just fatigue. Poor blood flow silently damages the heart, starves the brain of oxygen, and weakens the very muscles that give you independence and confidence. For men over 60, this is not just about staying alive. It is about living fully, with energy, masculinity, and dignity intact. That is why this morning habit matters so much. It is a weapon against the silent enemy of decline, and it's something you can use every single day. Think of this video as a roadmap. I will guide you through the hidden traps that most men fall into right after waking up, traps that slowly destroy circulation without them ever realizing it. I will explain why the way you start your day decides the strength of your blood vessels, your stamina, and even your intimacy. And finally, I will open the door to a simple, natural morning practice that can literally reshape your health. Here's what makes this so powerful. You don't need to change your entire diet. You don't need to buy expensive supplements, and you don't need to follow a complicated workout plan. You only need to focus on what you do first thing in the morning, because the very first action you take upon waking sets the rhythm for your circulation for the rest of the day. And if you make the wrong choice, you are setting yourself up for weakness, poor oxygen delivery, and fading virility. But if you make the right choice, you activate your body's natural ability to expand blood vessels, oxygenate every cell, and strengthen your cardiovascular system. This is the difference between starting your day already defeated or starting it with power and confidence. And when circulation improves, everything improves. Your memory sharpens, your energy lasts longer, and your intimacy becomes stronger. By the end of this video, I promise you will know what this habit is, why it works, and how to apply it in your own life immediately. And I will also share a crucial warning. If you make one common mistake while trying to fix your circulation, you might actually make things worse. That is why you need to watch until the very end, because I will not only give you the solution, I will protect you from the dangerous pitfalls that keep most men stuck. So, if you've ever looked for a natural, doctor-backed way to restore blood flow, if you've ever wanted to wake up with energy that lasts and a body that still answers when life calls, this is your chance. Stay with me, because what I am about to share could become the turning point in your health after 60. Let me speak to you not only as a doctor, but as someone who has walked alongside thousands of men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s. I know what it feels like to hear your body whisper that you are slowing down. I know the silent frustration when your energy does not last through the day, when your legs feel heavier climbing the stairs, or when your confidence in intimacy is not what it used to be. Many men think they are alone in this struggle, but let me assure you, you are not. In my years as a urologist, I have sat across from men who lowered their eyes in shame, afraid to admit that their blood flow was no longer strong enough to sustain them. And do you know what I always tell them? That what they are experiencing is not weakness, but a natural signal from the body. A signal that circulation needs help, that the vessels need support, and that a small but consistent change can reignite vitality. I have seen transformations that might surprise you. There was João, a 64-year-old man who came to me convinced that his best years were behind him. He complained of constant fatigue, cold feet every morning, and difficulties in intimacy that left him and his wife frustrated. Instead of prescribing him a handful of pills, I guided him toward understanding how his mornings were silently shaping his circulation. Within weeks of adopting a simple morning adjustment, João reported something remarkable. His energy was steady, his sleep improved, and most importantly, his confidence as a man returned. Then there was Robert, 71, who believed that heart medication had condemned him to a life of weakness. What he didn't realize was that by ignoring his morning routine, he was making his circulation worse. By shifting just one habit, Robert was able to improve his stamina, walk longer distances without pain, and even regain the vitality that helped him feel alive again. These stories are not isolated. They are the stories of countless men who simply needed to be reminded that aging does not have to mean surrender. When you give your body the right support, especially in the first moments of your day, it rewards you with strength, clarity, and endurance. I am here as your doctor, but also as your ally. My role is not to overwhelm you with medical jargon, but to guide you with clarity, compassion, and science. I want you to see yourself in these men, to realize that your journey does not end at 60. It can begin again, stronger, wiser, and more intentional than ever before. And the key lies in something as simple as what you do when the sun rises. So stay with me, because we are walking this path together, not as a lecture, but as a partnership. By the end of this video, I want you to feel not only informed, but empowered. Because when you take control of your circulation, you take control of your future. After the age of 60, the male body undergoes changes that many men underestimate. One of the most critical is the decline in vascular flexibility. Think of your blood vessels as elastic tubes that once stretched and expanded easily, allowing blood to flow powerfully. With time, that elasticity decreases. The vessels stiffen, the lining becomes more fragile, and circulation struggles to keep up with the demands of your body. This is why so many men wake up with cold hands or feet. It is not just about temperature, it is a warning sign that blood is not moving as it should. When your circulation slows down, oxygen delivery weakens. Your brain receives less fuel, your muscles tire faster, and your heart must work harder to push blood through narrowed pathways. And when this happens, intimacy suffers too, because erections are nothing more than blood flow. Without strong circulation, even desire becomes frustration. The consequences of ignoring this problem go beyond discomfort. Poor blood flow is often the hidden root of strokes, heart attacks, memory loss, and even depression in older men. Yet too many dismiss the warning signs, saying, "It's just age." No, it is not just age, it is neglect. Your body is crying out for support, and the mornings are the most important time to respond. Why mornings? Because during the night, as you sleep, your circulation naturally slows. Blood pressure tends to dip, your vessels rest, and when you rise, the system is in a vulnerable state. If you begin your day with habits that strain circulation, such as dehydration, sudden stress, or skipping movement, you amplify the weakness. Your arteries constrict, your heart struggles, and you set a negative rhythm for the next 24 hours. But here is the hopeful truth. Just as a poor morning routine can damage your circulation, the right morning habit can repair it. Your body is remarkably responsive after rest. With the correct action, you can expand your vessels, boost oxygen delivery, and awaken your system to a stronger, healthier flow. It is like priming an engine. When you start correctly, every part of the machine runs better throughout the day. I want you to imagine the difference. One path leads to fatigue, heavy legs, shortness of breath, and frustration in intimacy. The other leads to energy, clearer thinking, and a return of confidence in your body. The choice depends on how you handle the first minutes after waking. That is why I am insisting so strongly on this. Because after decades of practice, I have seen how a man's morning can predict his entire day, his health, and even his longevity. So, before I reveal this morning habit to you, I need you to fully understand the danger of doing nothing. Ignoring circulation is like ignoring cracks in the foundation of a house. You may not see the collapse immediately, but the structure is already compromised. And I do not want that for you. I want your foundation strong, steady, and ready to carry you with dignity through the years ahead. Let me now open the heart of this conversation with you, because this is where we begin to shift from problem to solution. I want you to picture your mornings as the steering wheel of your health. The direction you take within those first minutes determines whether you will cruise smoothly or struggle against resistance all day long. The first truth you need to embrace is hydration. After a long night, your blood becomes thicker, like a river that has dried under the sun. Dehydration makes circulation sluggish and raises the risk of clots. Too many men jump straight to coffee, unaware that they are stressing their heart when it is at its most fragile moment. But when you start your morning with pure water, you awaken your vessels. Your blood becomes fluid again, your heart pumps with less strain, and you gift oxygen to every cell. One of my patients, Marcos, 67, used to complain of morning dizziness. Simply changing his first drink from coffee to water transformed his mornings. His head cleared, his energy stabilized, and his confidence returned. The second truth is movement, and I am not talking about exhausting exercise or lifting heavy weights. I am talking about 5 minutes of intentional movement right after waking, stretching, walking slowly around the house, even deep breathing. Why? Because movement signals your blood vessels to expand. It tells your heart, we are awake, we are alive, and we are ready to flow. Without this signal, your system remains half asleep, your muscles starved of circulation, and your mind sluggish. When men incorporate gentle movement into their mornings, I see a visible difference in their stamina and intimacy within weeks. The third truth is oxygen. Most men underestimate the power of breathing. Shallow breaths in the morning rob your body of the oxygen it desperately needs after sleep. Deep, slow inhalations expand your lungs, lower your blood pressure, and improve nitric oxide production, a molecule essential for blood vessel dilation. This is not mystical, it is pure science. And when nitric oxide rises, circulation improves dramatically. Finally, let us clear a misconception. Many men believe pills alone can solve poor blood flow. Medication can help, but without changing your daily rhythm, it is like pouring clean water into a dirty pipe. The root of circulation is in your habits, especially the ones you repeat every single morning. That is why I urge my patients not to wait for a prescription to do what their own body is capable of. I have witnessed men who once felt defeated rediscover life simply by reshaping their mornings. Water instead of coffee as the first drink. 5 minutes of movement instead of sitting immediately. Deep breaths instead of rushing into stress. These are not small changes. They are the foundation of restored blood flow, renewed intimacy, and reclaimed vitality after 60. And in just a moment, I am going to reveal the one specific morning habit that unites all these truths, the single practice that ties hydration, movement, and oxygen together into a powerful ritual that can repair your circulation from the inside out. And now, as I promised, it is time to reveal the morning habit that can fix your blood flow after 60. It is simple, natural, and powerful. Start every single morning with a glass of water followed immediately by 5 minutes of slow, intentional movement combined with deep breathing. It may sound almost too simple, but let me explain why this habit works like medicine. When you drink water upon waking, you thin the blood and rehydrate the vessels that rested overnight. Your heart no longer struggles to push thick, sluggish blood, but instead pumps fluid that flows smoothly. Then, as you move, stretching your arms, walking, gently rotating your body, you awaken the vascular system, telling it to expand and deliver oxygen. And when you combine this with deep, controlled breathing, you flood your body with nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes your arteries and restores circulation from head to toe. This is not theory. I have seen men in their 60s and 70s regain stamina, memory, and intimacy simply by practicing this morning ritual daily. One of my patients once said to me, "Doctor, I thought I was too old to feel alive again. Now every morning feels like a restart." That is the power of this habit. But here is something important. It only works if you are consistent. One morning of effort will not erase years of decline, but weeks and months of this practice will slowly rebuild the foundation of your health. Think of it as strengthening the roots of a tree. The deeper and healthier the roots, the more powerful the life above ground. And remember, the danger is not in doing too little. It is in doing nothing. Ignoring circulation is inviting decline. Choosing this habit is inviting strength. The choice is yours, and I urge you to make it wisely. So tomorrow when you wake up, resist the temptation to rush for coffee, to sit immediately, or to dive into stress. Instead, give yourself the gift of water, movement, and breath. Feel how your body responds. Notice how your energy stretches further into the day. Notice how intimacy feels stronger. Notice how life feels more alive. I want to leave you with this. Aging is not a sentence, it is an opportunity. After 60, your body is asking you to care, to nurture, and to guide it with wisdom. This morning habit is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to do that. Now, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below, will you try this tomorrow morning? Will you give your body this chance to feel strong again? Share your answer and let's continue this journey together. And don't forget to subscribe because in the next video, I will show you another powerful secret that most men over 60 ignore. A secret that could take your vitality even further. Until then, remember this. Your blood carries your life, and how you choose to honor it each morning will decide how fully you live the years ahead.